Welcome back to the Barstool College Football Show presented by Panera. Hashtag Saturdays are for the Mac. The crew is here. We're in New York. And Dan, you told me before the show started, it is week 11. It's November. College football is hot and heavy, but you're done with the sport of football.
I don't like sports in general. We're taping this at 10:30 in the morning. I don't like sports. You asked me what we should talk about. Let's talk about anything besides sports because I think Dave's in the same spot as me. The wheels have come off the gambling train. It happens every year. You can tell like there's a little bit of cry in my voice. You can hear that. Like there's a tremble in my voice.
Choking back tears there.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't like sports right now. But like I said, it's 10:30 in the morning. So by 7 o'clock tonight, I will love sports again.
Does this happen normally around this time?
Every single year. Every single year this time of year.
No.
Can't make it Thanksgiving.
Nope.
Can't make it?
Because it's the college basketball starts, the college football's in high gear, everything's going on. You cannot, this is the trap, and I walk into it every year.
Do you like sitting next to Tommy during these moments?
I don't care about Tommy. I don't even think about Tommy. Tommy's not even on the top of my brain.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. You do not, maybe you could win us a bet. That would actually be nice. Then I'd start caring about
Tommy's
it.
back there. Tommy's going to get put into gimp mode this week.
Yeah.
He's going to live with me. He's my lucky charm. He's my rabbit's foot. It is literally the only reason he's on the show. And really, that anybody even knows who he is because he got lucky for me during March Madness.
From San Antonio, never forget.
That
Magic.
There has to be like our
30
version
for
of a 30
30,
for 30 on
yeah.
that flight
Yeah.
home from San Antonio.
Why hasn't he been with you up to this point?
Because I was doing all right. I turned Tommy in my...
You were having a spectacular season.
I was. I was.
Well, that's important.
Still the greatest quote ever. In late September, I'm having a spectacular football
Didn't
season.
you talk about you were seeing things like The Matrix?
He was for a while.
Yeah, but since yesterday, I was on the record as saying I'm driving in a car that you can't unfog the windshield. So
I'm driving in a car with no brakes.
It's not good. So Tommy, pack your bags. You're moving in. But at least you guys have this mac and cheese.
Yes.
Tommy, you've got the bacon.
Yep.
Dan with the barbecue, the Baja. I've got the plain. So thanks to Panera for that. So that makes the morning a little bit better, fellas.
Always.
Always a little bit better. So hopefully this week we'll get back on track with your bets because I don't like when you guys are sad. So let's go right into the weekend.
It's not sad. It's mad.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well,
you guys
no,
sound
there's a little
sad.
sad,
You
a
look
little
sad.
I'm sad.
You look sad.
Well, I look tired because
And
I haven't
sad.
slept.
I mean, Dan
I
was
get
choking
sad-
back tears.
I get sad at myself. Like, how many years are you going to do this, man? You do the same thing every year. You've been doing it for your whole life. Like, when are you going to change? That I get sad about that.
So you're not mad at yourself. You're more disappointed in yourself.
Yeah, it's just
That's
like
the worst.
almost a disgust.
Count up all your different bank accounts and pile them together, and then you do the little math. It's like, well, I owe the boogie this.
No, yeah.
So
yeah.
that's when you get sad. You can't be mad
Correct.
at that. That's
No, I
like,
get
you
mad.
get like a
It's like,
sad
Dave,
face.
this is what you do. You sit in bed and go, you never win. You've never won. You're an intelligent person, so why are you doing it? And then
You're a masochist.
And then
But Dave-
then you do the other thing. It's like you only live one life, and this gives you joy. So
Right.
just enjoy it.
Right. I had that conversation with myself in the shower the other day. I was like, why are you doing this? You're doing it again. And then I was like, but Saturday, like this upcoming Saturday is the first Saturday I've had off in forever. It's like,
Yeah.
I just want to sit on the couch and bet
Don't
every
think
game.
I
I'm
haven't
so
thought about that
excited.
Saturday. I have
I'm
Saturday
so excited.
to myself.
Yeah. Bet
And
every
a
game.
full day. It's a horrible
I'm so
slate.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's not a great slate, but there are some games you're going to want to bet on. In this Oklahoma State-Oklahoma game, the spread is 19.5. Oklahoma's favored by almost 20 points.
What a great transition that was.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was your best transition of the show in
Thank
the
you,
history
Dave.
of this show.
Thank you, Dave. I get an award.
job,
I'm
Kate
getting a
Dahl.
clap
Well
That
for
was something. I don't know if we can do
I mean, I've done
replays.
TV a couple times.
No, I know. I'm saying on this particular show,
That was a good transition.
the best you've
Nailed
done.
it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
good
there it
calls.
is. Can we talk about the game now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Oklahoma-
ruined the transition, but
Well, I mean, that's how this show works,
Yeah.
right? Like the smooth transitions just get
it was
completely
very-
derailed.
It was spectacular.
Oh, thank you, Dave. It's very sweet of you. So this game, I don't know
I'm
what
having a spectacular season.
just how many things we can say spectacular. I mean, we're just going to go right back to this.
I mean, I was.
Having a spectacular football
How many
season.
times we can say spectacular within this show? Okay, so this Oklahoma State-Oklahoma game, it is the Bedlam rivalry. It's always a big game. Oklahoma usually wins it. They've won like the last 13 out of the last 15. You've got Kyler Murray. You've got Taylor Cornelius on the other side. The big thing is there's a lot of shit talking this week. So last year, Oklahoma State running back Justin Hill, he had a career high. They lost the game, so I don't know why he's doing this, but he tagged them on Instagram. He was scoring a touchdown and tagged the Oklahoma defenders as little boys and kids. The Oklahoma players are not happy about that, so a lot of trash talk going into
He
you
did
can
it
say-
last
Yeah,
year?
you can, no, this is this week.
That's pretty fun.
So it's from the game last year. He put this up this week and said, another day in the office, and he tagged the Oklahoma defenders. He tagged also the turf and the fans, just in case you were confused what those were.
Yep.
But Oklahoma State lost
I
this
love
game.
that tag.
So just going into this week with the bulletin board material, like OU doesn't need that.
I actually like that if I'm Oklahoma State. Like if you, I mean that. Unless these kids are just out of their mind, but that to me means like, hey, we're ready for this game. And they rose up once where they beat Texas.
Texas
Is that
at night, Barry Sanders uniforms.
Yeah, they've had a horrible season.
I mean, they just lost to Baylor, too.
Yeah, they've had a horrible season. Tough game. I will say, I would be I'd be a menace if I played like real sports with Instagram. I'd tag everybody, talk.
Yeah.
I love it. That's awesome.
But don't you think that if they won the game, it would make more sense? Like, they lost the game.
I won't even care at this
I don't
point.
think there is anything. There's no such thing as bulletin board material when you're playing a rival, because the rivalry
That's fair.
it already matters. People are the teams are already going to get up. It already is the biggest game of the year. So especially in college football, it's like college football, college basketball rivalries. You don't even need any extras. So this doesn't even bother me.
Tough spread. I was on Texas Tech. That was my mortal lock last week. It won easily, and I actually think Texas Tech would have won the game if the quarterback didn't collapse his lung again. And then, by the way, I watched that game. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he had to go back.
It's the second time,
He
I
got
think,
hit going to into the end zone on the side. He reacted in real time, but then the announcers for a long time, he came back out, threw a pass warming up like to begin the second half, and then went back to the locker room. And for about 10 minutes, for those who watched the game, me included, they said he got hurt because someone threw a football off his head. Like that was what they're saying the injury was. They're like, he wasn't paying attention, he had his helmet off, and a ball hit him. Like 10 minutes later, like, oh, we have additional footage, and you could see he threw and just fell down, his lung collapsed. He just got out of the hospital. Texas Tech would have beaten Oklahoma if he played the whole game. They couldn't stop him. 19 and a half, they have no defense. It's the same thing I say about Oklahoma every single week. So we'll start now, Kayce. Do you want to issue the apology to me? Because I've been right about them the entire time.
I apologized to you on the podcast earlier in the week. We've moved on.
Okay, I'll accept that.
I didn't hear it though.
I was wrong about the Oklahoma-Texas Tech game.
Oklahoma is 6 by default.
I can admit when I'm wrong.
They are 6 by default. If you can't take somebody as a 19-point favorite against anybody who's a real program, because you play no defense. You're never safe, because Oklahoma State, if they continue to try, which my guess is Gundy will, you can score at any point on these guys. Their
quarterback's
defense
decent. I mean, it's not like
right.
they can't
And
score.
you gave me the spiel about they got a new defensive coordinator. They didn't. Their defense stinks. So I'm going to take Oklahoma State. I don't like it because Oklahoma, the little guy Kyler Murray is like 1,000. He's like a video game. He's like way faster than everybody
He
else.
also turns the ball over a lot. I can admit that as well.
Has he? I know he did last game, but I didn't think he had prior to that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they lost in the Texas game,
Yeah.
because he had a couple turnovers.
Yeah, I'll take the Cowboys. I mean, to be honest, I've seen like no plays of Oklahoma State, but they're Oklahoma State, not a down year. 19 is just too much. I don't love the game.
Do you know what Oklahoma? Okay, so I agree with Dave. I'm taking the Oklahoma State. I'm taking the over as well. Do you know what Oklahoma State's been doing this year that's been pissing me off? They've been wearing different uniforms every game, and sometimes I can't tell which team is which.
Yeah.
They did that against Texas Tech. I watched 15 minutes of Texas Tech and Oklahoma State thinking the other team was the other team.
That's a Kip Calhoun or whoever that guy is.
You should not be able to do a uniform that doesn't have your basic colors like prominent in it.
Who is that guy I'm thinking of? Kip Cal, the Oklahoma State booster.
Oh, T-Boone Pickens.
T-Boone
Yeah,
Pickens.
that's an Oregon Nike thing, and that's a T-bone picking. When you have these big donors with the money, and
You
they
think
get
they're making the jersey decisions?
well, they think that kids do like it. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and
Love it.
so
Don't pay them. Just
Those
give them
two-
different jerseys.
those two schools like every week is something else.
I just can't stop thinking about what type of person runs an Instagram account called Little Boys. Like, where did he go wrong in his life? He
That's
tagged
what it's called?
He tagged an
Oh.
account that just said Little Boys. I just got to wonder where someone went wrong.
I bet
to be
Rico would have something to say.
running
He's
an
running
account
that pro.
called Little Boys. But I'm going to
State
take Oklahoma. They just have more to play for. Kyler Murray, big fan. Fun fact about Oklahoma, in-state rivalry game. Oklahoma's the birthplace of the parking meter in 1935. So there's
That
a little
is a fun
fun
fact.
That is a fun
for
fact.
you.
Well, you would think Oklahoma would be the last place where they're still on horses out there that they like park their horses.
That is how did you just Google that, or did you know that already?
I know a lot of things.
Oh, okay. Well, another
To
fun
Tommy's
fact.
credit, he does.
He does. I mean, yes, he's very smart. He's on the spectrum, right?
Whoa.
Didn't you say
K-Dog,
that?
K-Dog.
We're not making this thing. He texted me last night and called me K-Dog, by the way. That's not a thing.
I don't think Little Boys is a real account.
Yeah, you don't have to tag real accounts. I always do that. I
Yeah.
just
No,
make
that's
up
it.
things I
Little
want to
boys.
tag and tag.
I don't. Is that the name or the?
I mean, is
that's
there
it's a
the
little.
username.
It's a kid.
is there
like
an account called Turf?
It's a little
Probably.
kid.
There's an account out there for everything.
Okay.
Well, fun fact, Oklahoma is 7-1 against the spread in the last 8 games at home versus teams with winning records. And because of that, I'm going to keep writing Oklahoma just because I want to be right about Oklahoma this year. So Tommy and I going OU, Dan and Dave going Oklahoma State.
I'd have to look at their schedule. I still am guaranteeing Oklahoma loses another game.
Did West Virginia?
West Virginia.
At West Virginia.
Potentially.
They'll probably play West
They will
Virginia twice
100%
in
lose to
like
West
8 days.
I actually was thinking about that. I think we've been wrong about all of that. I have to look at the actual standings, but I'm pretty sure that they can't play twice.
Yeah,
The
they
eight-
will
no,
play in the Big
I've
12
heard the 8 and the 8.
championship.
If it's a Big 12 championship.
Yeah, they'll
I've
play-
heard it.
they-
Iowa State is in the mix somewhere.
They're at the top though, so unless one of them loses, they'll play,
But
and then
they
they'll play in
play
the
each
Big 12
other, and one of them
championship.
will lose. Iowa State is in the mix. I'm pretty sure if Oklahoma beats West Virginia, Iowa State is now in.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I've been like kind of biting this pen. I don't know who it is. It's very gross.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you have that. Let's go to the next game. Let's go to number 24, Auburn versus number 5, Georgia. Georgia favored by 2 touchdowns. This is, of course, one of the biggest rivalries in the Deep South. We're talking about jerseys. You guys were talking about that last week, or last game. This week, Kirby Smart has spent more time talking about the black jerseys that they wore in 2007. The team wants to see it. They want to black out Auburn and Soulja Boy than he's actually talked about this game. Of course, in the game is Jake Fromm healthy. The rushing
Did you
offense
say
was-
Soldier Boy?
Yeah.
Wait, Jake Fromm's hurt?
Yeah, he bruised his leg last
Soldier
week.
Boy.
I actually want Tommy. So the reason that they've been talking about this is in 2007, which was obviously Soulja Boy was big.
Obviously.
When Georgia won, they played it. Vern Lundquist was on the sidelines doing it as well. They wore black jerseys.
Oh, boy. Emmett Smith should be able to dance this well.
Marino, and then look at Vern.
Look at Gary Danielson.
No, I was just following. I didn't even dance at my daughter's wedding.
Well, last year when Auburn won, they trolled and played Soulja Boy. So now they're trying to take Soulja Boy back.
Where's
This is
Soldier
like,
Boy from?
no, it's just a song.
I'm pretty sure he's from Atlanta, though.
Well, I didn't know that you could own Soldier
Remember
Boy.
when Bo Ryan did Soldier
Oh,
Boy?
maybe.
Soldier boy, I'm in it. Why me crack it? Why me roll? Why me crack that soldier boy? That Superman? That why me?
So Kirby Smart has been having to answer questions about that and why they're not wearing the black jerseys all week instead of the actual game.
All right, so it's the Soldier Boy game.
Well, I mean, is Georgia? So you're saying Georgia's not wearing black uniforms?
That's Kirby Smart is saying he doesn't know why people are asking him about that, but that's what
That
the fans
means
are
he's
wanting.
Probably wearing it.
They're doing like a hashtag
Yeah.
blackout Auburn. The fans are, and so
oh.
he's
Yeah,
he's
so they're
saying like he
wearing
doesn't
it.
want to talk about it.
Yeah,
So then they're wearing it.
Yeah, and then it's
And
going to
then-
be electric when they come out.
Yeah, and then the play is Georgia.
This is my mortal lock, so I'll save it.
Georgia, I mean, now that I heard about the black uniforms.
That's all you needed to know.
Yeah, I mean, Mo Bamba's been taken over, but Soulja Boy's kind of the original Mo Bamba. It's going to come back with a vengeance, just like Georgia.
Auburn's a weird team. I haven't seen them play since they fell off the map.
They beat A&M last week.
Did you watch it?
I
A&M
did.
stinks.
It was really bad for A&M.
How did Auburn look?
Auburn got dominated the entire football game and still won
Okay, so all
because
right.
A&M is that bad.
Georgia.
Just Georgia. Thank you for that insight.
You're very welcome. A&M stinks. I've been saying that all year.
Well, you said they dominated the game
They did, but they ended up giving up a 10-point lead with like 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
by like bad plays by A&M or good plays by Auburn.
Bad plays by A&M.
All right, so
Yeah, like
I'll
I
take
don't think
Georgia.
Auburn did necessarily anything
Okay,
to win
that's
that
good.
game.
That's good
A&M
intel.
lost that game.
good intel.
So I'm going to take Georgia as well. So we're going Georgia across the board, right?
Yep.
All right. Going with Georgia.
I could
Then
easily though see us next week being like, oh, Auburn played this game tough, but Georgia's found their stride.
a lot of
played
points.
for Soldier Boy.
Yeah, Georgia
So-
has found their stride. If they wear black, forget about it.
Okay, black jerseys and Soulja Boy. We'll see what happens there. Then another game, big game in the SEC, number 16 Mississippi State versus number 1 Alabama. Alabama is favored by 24 points. Of course, Dan, you were there in
Yep.
Baton Rouge last
Yep.
weekend. This team looks unbeatable at this point.
They're incredible. There's nothing you can say. They're incredible. They're actually the only two teams I could see giving Alabama a game. Are you ready for them, Dave?
I think I know the two.
Clemson and Michigan.
Yep.
So just no problem from Georgia at all in Atlanta?
I don't see it. I don't see
I
it.
can see Georgia giving the game. I will say, and I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point, but the control your own destiny boys, people ain't laughing anymore.
What, about what?
Michigan?
That kind of ruined that point.
Well, I've had pen problems for the last 2 weeks.
I have conceded Michigan for a month now.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
people are laughing when I said we still control
Well,
our
they're
destiny
laughing
after
because
Notre
you
Dame.
said-
Who was laughing at
We
that?
were-
I did not. I was
We were
laughing at the fact
laughing
that you
because
said you were going to move on.
You had a quote saying that if you lost Notre Dame, the season was over.
That,
you were on to the
that was
Patriots.
off air.
Yeah.
That was not
Everything
for
is
publication.
on air at
No,
Barstool.
but that was
Can I get it?
specifically like, let's do a practice show. I was hashtagging we still control our own destiny and where I like the second we lost after Notre Dame, and we are exactly where we want to be.
Nobody was laughing at that, though.
You were.
It was more trying to prove that you didn't say that. Tommy, Mississippi State,
my guys.
last year they almost beat Alabama. Nick Fitzgerald is saying that they have confidence because they were able to hang in the game last year.
And
What do you
that
think
was
about that?
without Joe Moorhead. I think Mississippi State's going to keep it really close in the first half, maybe get an early lead. Joe Moorhead's going to establish something with that fast offense. Alabama will pull away in the second half, but Mississippi State still covers.
Do you know Alabama is undefeated against the spread in the first half this season?
Well, all good things must come to an end.
Okay.
They've also won the last 10 games against Mississippi State.
Regression.
I mean, this is the 1 week.
I mean,
I'm-
Alabama could blow them out and not
Yeah,
cover.
I'm taking Alabama, but this is the 1 week that if you want to go against Alabama, this would be the week to do it just because they're coming off such an emotional win against LSU.
But it was not an easy win from the beginning, but it
you
wasn't
can
like it was
tell when-
close. It
no,
wasn't like
but
it
you
came
can-
down to the last
You
second.
can tell when Saban goes to a game and he's saying we want to kick their ass, it means more to him.
You know, I hope we elect to kick ass is what I hope we do, but
And those type of weeks, like it means more to him and it means more to the team. Saban is not a hard guy to figure out. You know when he's angry, you know when a game means more, you know when he wants to shut people up. So this would be the only week, but I'm still not going to do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it either. I'm going to take Bama. I don't think that they're going to get beat this year. Mississippi State is definitely not going to be able to hang in that game. Sorry, Tommy, it's the truth. Mississippi
Won't be
State.
laughing.
I'll take the points, even though you don't get rich doing that. I don't like the game.
You're going to take
Stuffed
Mississippi
up.
State?
The points, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think there's any chance they win, but I've always said, and they do the opposite, you don't get rich betting against Alabama. But Dan's point, if they're not going to cover a game, this is the game where, like, I feel like dumb money was to be like, oh, they just killed LSU. There's no way they can stay close. And then this will be kind of an ugly game. They'll win by like 20 or something.
Yep.
Okay, so we're split down the middle. 2 of us taking Alabama, 2 of us taking Mississippi State. And speaking of the SEC, Caleb went to Baton Rouge for this week's concussion protocol.
Purple, gold, Tigers, Louisiana, Bayou. Sorry. Anyway, it's a Cajun tradition to drink into the wee hours of the night. And here at LSU, they do that in a party oasis known as Tigerland. Within a 100-yard radius, Tigerland holds 5 bars that are all vying for students' time and attention. With that being said, there's one that towers above the rest.
It's called Fred's, and it has a captivating tagline. Fred's, we do the fucking. I sat down with the owner to find out what that truly means.
It means everybody else take a fucking second seat, a back seat, because when we get fucking moving and we're on our roll, it doesn't matter what you came with, what your game plan is, who you are, you're coming in a distant second. My name's Mark Fraioli, and I own Fred's Bar in Tigerland. Well, I think a lot of people would like to think that they do the fucking, but taking it and giving it's 2 different things. There's really only one bar in town that does the fucking, the Moose. Fred's does the fucking.
It's a tradition. Fred's always does the fucking. And that's what we're known for. My name is Betsy Fraioli, and I am the wife of the owner of Fred's.
Have you made any sacrifices for the company?
I've had some moments that didn't end the way I wanted them to. Getting alcohol from high surface and ended up taking a fall off of it. It was about a 10-foot fall.
And he felt like since he was in the Top Gun outfit, he could fly. Turns out you can't fly with it. Then you're not an actual goose.
It's definitely okay because we do the fucking.
There's a lot of life lessons to be learned from it. I'm not saying it should be taught in church, but I think families at dinner time could certainly benefit from discussing it.
From doing the fucking.
From doing the fucking.
Why is fucking what you've chosen to do?
Because people love it, and I love tradition, and it makes such a statement. The arm gesture and everything.
How long can you possibly continue to do the fuck?
9, 10 inches?
No, in the future.
Oh.
When you were growing up, did you always know that one day you wanted to do the fucking?
Not really. It kind of warmed up. I kind of warmed up to it though, once it kind of grew into this big thing.
Who's your biggest fucking competitor?
I would have to say it's ourself.
Nobody. I don't think we have any competitors. I don't think so. I think we do the fucking, we're on top.
On top?
Yeah, on top. Yeah, definitely.
Just because they said they didn't, I wasn't convinced that Fred's had no fucking competition. What's Mike's all about?
So Mike's is pretty cool. We have a inside bar right in here that's more of like a chill, like you could come and hang out, drink, talk to the bartenders. Then we have a patio where more of the dancing takes place. DJ plays more music out here. We have good drink specials every night, whether that's $6 triples or $3 daiquiris. We're the only place in Thailand that sells daiquiris.
It kind of sounds like you guys are doing the fucking around here.
Yeah, we do.
You guys do the fucking.
Yeah, we try to do.
With Mike and Fred so similar in so many ways, mainly their names, one has to wonder, how does a student pick where to spend their Louisiana Saturday night? I don't know a lot about fucking, but I do know that there can only be one bar doing it. To find out who that was, I decided to put on my yellow party tie and disguise myself as someone who actually enjoys nightlife. I would rate these bars based on 3 important factors. Number 1, the outside looking in effect. Does the bar look poppin'/desirable from the outside? The line to get into Fred's was like a mosh pit at a rock concert. I like that. It's intimidating to old people who found out about the event on Facebook. After waiting a few minutes and stepping on this dude's heel several times, I was in. Next up, the line at Mike's. The line at Mike's reminded me of walking to lunch in elementary school. Quiet, single file, and I was at the back like a freaking badass. In the end, it didn't take me that long to get in, which was convenient and appreciated. I immediately started chugging water so I could be prepared for the next evaluation. Bathrooms. The thing about bathrooms is when you gotta go, especially if you have prostate problems. I liked that Mike's was easy to get to and also had a trough, making it nearly impossible to miss. It was relatively clean and even had a little leftover chicken and fresh lime. Satisfied, I grabbed my drink and headed back to Fred's in the Cotton Candy Porta Potty Village. What I appreciated about Fred's was the sheer number of toilets. So many options. It was honestly hard to choose. I finally went with the pink one and I let loose. Similar to troughs, porta potties make it impossible to miss since the entire inside is already wet and smelly. It's like using a toilet while actually being inside of one. Fully drained, I headed back to the dance floor for my last evaluation. Any bar can play music with flashy lights, but that doesn't mean they're actually doing the fucking. So I tried to use a tried and true test of customer service. Could I get the DJ to play Mo Bamba? I made my way to the front of the stage and desperately tried to get the DJ's attention. After several minutes of effort, he eventually took my money and gave me a cool little DJ head nod. However, 3 songs later, he was sadly still playing EDM, or as I like to call it, No Bamba. Discouraged, I decided I would try my luck at Mike's.
When I say fuck, y'all say Bama. Fuck! Fuck!
Wow, not bad. He played it pretty much right away. I was riding high off adrenaline, but unfortunately, after paying off 2 DJs in a row, I realized that I was broke, or as I like to call it, Po Bamba. I decided I didn't like how the Fred's DJ treated me, So I headed back over there to give him a piece of my mind. But just as I was making my way to the stage to get my 20 bucks back, it happened. As I jumped around with the college kids, I was no longer just someone in disguise. I was transforming. I was becoming a true partier. The truth is, I had had a bunch of fun at both bars all night. They both had all the tools it takes to succeed. However, as I looked around at Fred's, I saw something that I didn't see at Mike's. Family. And maybe that's what doing the fucking is all about. Family.
All right, thanks to Caleb down there in Baton Rouge. Quite a wild scene at Fred's, Dan. They treated you nice down there?
Fred's is awesome. Shout out Fred's. We were treated like royalty. We had our own porta potty. I was being handed, I would say probably a dozen times when I was there on that Friday night. I was handed something and told to drink it, and I had no idea what it was, but it was a great night. Great night.
Sure, it was all
great
clean
night,
to drink.
Tommy. Great night.
Well, you're royalty in Louisiana if you get your own porta potty. So that's how you know you've made it. So thanks again for Concussion Protocol. Let's go to the top 2 games of the week presented by Bud Light. It's game day's favorite light lager. This is a big one in the Big Ten. Number 10, Ohio State versus number 18, Michigan State. Michigan State at +3.5 right now. Last year it wasn't even close. The biggest question this year, though, is, fellas, who is the real Ohio State? They've not looked good the last couple weeks. They're still ranked number 10 in the country. And can Michigan State pull off an upset? Mark D'Antonio confirming that Brian Lewerke is going to be the quarterback over Rock and Lombardi, so no question there. But is Michigan State going to be able to do this?
Wouldn't shock me.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I think on the pick'em, correct me if I'm wrong, I picked Michigan State.
You did.
Can I cancel that? Can I officially cancel that pick? I've thought about it more. I've put more thought into it. I know, but if I announce an official cancellation, maybe I have to tweet it as well. An official cancellation of my Michigan State pick. I'm asking you guys.
You need the Barstool gambling account
to officially.
Yeah, because this will come out Saturday. People
right,
will
I need
listen
to tweet it. Right.
Pick them. So if you went away for the weekend and with that pick,
I was just asking because I don't feel comfortable about it. I don't feel comfortable about my Michigan State.
What's the reason though? What changed your mind?
I've thought about it more. I've just thought about I kind of got swept up in the whole Urban Meyer's brain thing. And
that's a fake.
Right, and now I'm just like, you know what? Ohio State's gonna blow them out.
I don't know. I had Ohio State last week. They barely got by Nebraska.
I did too.
Nebraska was awful.
I don't think Ohio State will play a good game till they play Michigan. I don't think, granted we've said it before, I don't think they get in even if they win out, to be honest. I don't know. There's a lot working against them, including the fact that they hide sins against humanity.
They are 0-5 against the spread the last 5 games, too.
Yeah.
That's a fact I wish I had known. I think I bet on every single game.
They really just haven't been playing well. And it starts at the top, and it starts at the way they treat women. And I don't know. But Michigan State, they're no great program either. There's a game for the Big Ten's sake that you just wish wasn't happening because they're both embarrassing programs. But I guess I would go with Ohio State here. I don't trust Michigan State. I think Michigan State's pretty bad. Like I said, Ohio State, if you want to consider them a real program and acknowledge their existence, they will rise up and play Michigan very tough in Columbus. But other than that, I don't think they care much about anything. Urban probably is just sleeping.
He's trying to figure out what injury he has.
Yeah, where he goes next.
Yeah.
If Michigan beats Ohio State, a T-shirt that says Women and Children Revenge Tour, and it has Penn State, Michigan State, and Ohio State all crossed
I like it. I don't know how well it will be received, but I like it.
Yeah, people might not like that. Big Ev, why don't you come on and tell us how you feel about that shirt? Our resident Ohio State fan. You think that shirt's a good idea?
I'm not going to comment on the shirt.
What do you think about the fact that Urban lied and sheltered domestic abuse?
Every single week, this is a question. Every single week.
Are you going to comment about that one, Big Ev?
Oh, God. They keep, like you said, they're sullying my name. I come out and wear this on my chest.
You look great.
Wear it proudly. I come out and wear it proudly.
But
and they sully my name.
I just want you to know.
You like the backwards hat?
When you walk down the street with that shirt, somebody walks the other way and they're making face, be like, that guy thinks it's okay to be.
You might get shanked.
Or they might be like, oh, that's Big Evan. I've heard him multiple times say he's been against it, and
doubtful.
I know where he stands.
I
know where he
Big
stands.
Ev's brand is not that global yet.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
All right, so am I stuck with Michigan State? I'm stuck with Michigan State.
Yeah,
all right.
I think so.
I'm stuck with Michigan
No,
State.
you buy low. This is the time to buy low.
That's why I tried to do it.
Buy
I'm stuck
low
with
on them
Michigan
now.
State.
I've been I tell myself not to bet on them every week. I have been, and I obviously keep losing every time. I think this is the time.
Lost 5 games in a row now.
Yeah, it's been awful. It's been horrendous. They haven't played good. They have not played well at all. The defense has been shaky. Would be a light way to put it. But the one really good thing I took from last week's game, they finally got the run game going, which has been such a big part of just Ohio State's like tradition. We just run the football.
Can I ask you a question?
Except against Michigan State in 2015.
Yeah, and I have a question. They played Nebraska.
That's fair. They're better than the record says.
That's an Urban Meyer quote. That's an Urban Meyer quote. That's terrible.
Do you remember what Michigan did to Nebraska this year?
Hold on, Nebraska. I'm going to defend Big Ev here. Nebraska has turned the corner a little bit.
Because Martinez, the quarterback's good.
Adrian Martinez does make their team different. But still
stink.
They should have covered 17. They should have.
No, they 1,000%.
Not even come close. They almost lost the game.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say there was never any point where I was concerned about us actually losing the game. No way.
That game was awful.
I knew they were not going to lose the game. I knew they were not going to lose the game.
That's easy to say in retrospect because they won.
But I'm saying I was never stressed at any point in the game.
How many times did you say that against Purdue? Purdue.
That was just more
Purdue,
luck,
we were fucked.
right?
We got our asses kicked.
I'm sick and tired of losing to goddamn Purdue. You think I'm going to sit in this conference with an 8-8 record? It's one of the all-time clips.
No, we're winning. We're covering this game. This is the time that we have to get it going. Michigan's going to be a massive game, but we have to win this game. Michigan State, we've played good against them recently.
Who do you have next week?
I forget.
Do you know the shit that I just said? Do you know what that was?
I don't think so.
Tell me.
Was it Woody Hayes?
No. You obviously.
Yeah.
I wasn't even listening to you, to be honest.
I'm sick and tired of losing to Purdue. You think you're going to sit around in this league with an 8-8 record? I'll run your ass. Do you know that?
I've heard that, but your facial expression, I can't get over.
Do you know what it is?
Not off the top of my head.
See, we're the only old. It's the greatest Bobby Knight rant of all time. Put that in, Frankie, in the post. It's the all-time Bobby Knight rant.
Now, I'm tired of this shit. I'm sick and fucking tired of an 8-10 record. I'm fucking tired of losing to Purdue. I'm not here to fuck around this week. This is absolute fucking bullshit. Now I'll fucking run your ass right into the ground. I had to sit around for a fucking year with an 8-10 record in this fucking league. And I mean, you will not put me in that fucking position again. Or you will goddamn pay for it like you can't fucking believe.
I'm sick and tired of losing to Purdue.
Bobby Knight Bobby Knight was like the original. He was like the original like hot mic guy.
Yeah.
Like the guy, because like Bo Pelini obviously had that too, but like you get that every now and then with a coach. But Bobby Knight just screaming and yelling, and being pissed off.
They lost to Purdue and they had a like 500 record in the conference, and he went ballistic. Like, I'll run your ass.
And then he choked the kid.
It sounds like something.
And then he choked.
Yeah, I was about to say, it sounds like some things Bobby Knight might say.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so
the one thing also, I feel like everyone's like saying like Michigan,
of, like all the old time rants. We should do that.
Mike Leach has to be on there too.
We thought we were too good to play Baylor. We thought we were too good. The mighty Red Raiders, oh yeah, poo-poo, fucking Baylor, fuck you. And fuck me, and fuck everybody. That is fucking bullshit. We don't fucking listen, and we can't pay attention to history, and we only half-ass fucking pay attention and listen. Because we want to tell everybody, yeah, one time I was 11-2. Well, that doesn't make a shit anymore.
I would wear that shirt. That shirt would be an electric shirt. I'm sick and tired of losing to Purdue.
I feel like everyone's like, Michigan State is not good. Honestly, I don't know why they're ranked. They're not good.
They always play tough as an underdog.
Everyone's playing tough. Oh, Michigan. This is the
like
first
they lost
time
to Northwestern
like,
by 10. Like
they lost
like,
what? How many? They lost by 100 to Michigan.
14, but yeah.
And also last week they beat Maryland. Maryland stinks. Maryland is so bad. Like their offense is not great.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I don't want to agree with you because I don't like Ohio State, but I think Ohio State.
Because of the way they treat women.
I mean, I'm a woman. Turns out. So
I don't like Ohio State for the same reason.
So I'm going to take Ohio State in this game, but I don't like picking it Big Ed.
They're my loss of the week, Ohio State.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Well, we'll get to that.
So everybody except for Dan is taking Michigan State because he's stuck.
Yep.
So that's bad luck. Thank you, Big Ev. We'll bring you back in just a second. Let's go to the top game of the week, which is crazy that it's happening in Boston. Number 2, Clemson versus number 17, Boston College. Boston College is plus 20, and College Game Day will be there, which is nuts. ACC Atlantic Division Showdown.
I wonder where they're setting up.
I mean, you would know the area better than me. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless they go
Rutledge going to be there?
Laura
She's
Rutledge
not.
is everywhere. She's doing college hoops the other day.
doing college hoops. Yeah.
Where in the world is Laura Rutledge? The fact that this is going to come, like Boston College could potentially play spoiler to Clemson is crazy to me.
Do you know what Boston College should do? Is they should keep. I know this is probably they can't do this, but they should hold the red bandana game as an ace up their sleeve, and wait for like a situation. If they were doing this as a red bandana game, it'd be lights out. But I think Clemson's too good. Clemson's on a warpath. The thing with Clemson's schedule is not very good, so they know they have to blow people out, and they have done that. They beat like Wake by 50. They beat Louisville by 61 last week. They beat Florida State by 39. They're killing teams. So I'm taking the over and Clemson.
I'm going to take BC in the points here.
We don't know if A.J. Dillon is playing it, by the way, their tailback. So that's a huge part of that game. Game time decision for
Granted, I've been
Boston
on the
College.
wrong side of Clemson multiple times. You know it instantly because they have those dudes on the front four.
If those dudes are in the backfield in the first 3 plays, it's going to be a long ass.
You're done.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. BC will be ready. This will be one of the few games. The place will be electric in the beginning. Ironically, I'm getting blown up. A lot of people think we're going there because of the Boston connection. Like, see, at game day, BC reached out. They're like, we'd love to
guest picker
involve you. They're like,
you should get Boy Kane and deny and uninvite yourself. It'd be like, I know many people are asking me to be guest picker, but I will officially say I'm not going to do it.
I kind of wish, there's part of me, it's like, I wish I was going to this game. I think it'll be fun. Part of me just wants to sit on my couch and not travel for once. But
and win some bets.
Yeah, I'm going to take BC plus the points. But you can't be confident in that.
So a lot of the talk this week was that the game is at night and it's outside, and Trevor Lawrence has never played in a game like that. Do you think the weather or the time makes a difference for him?
He played at Texas A&M.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't 30 degrees though.
No, but yeah.
He didn't. But they're saying that he's never started a night game, and he's never gone north of Virginia in his entire life.
I'm not putting much stock in not starting a night game. I guess if it's ice cold, I will say this is one of those classic. The spread's 20. That's not going to matter. This game's either going to be fairly close, under 10, or 40. 20 is irrelevant.
Yeah, I never know if like the weather talk is just because the media wants to talk about it, or if it's like actually.
No, I think weather certainly matters, but at night, I've never heard the night thing.
He just hasn't started a big time night game, so.
51
I don't think it
degrees.
Matters,
50. I mean, it's
they're acting like it was going to be like 30.
And let's not make it seem like Chestnut Hill is Death Valley. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine Trevor Lawrence played in bigger stadiums in high school.
Yeah.
BC is a decent-sized stadium,
but there's still like I'm not worried about that aspect. I really am not. I think BC is a decent team. I think they've had a nice year. I just think Clemson knows they have to blow people out. Like this is back almost to the pre-playoff days where the BCS.
See, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, because they haven't played anyone.
Yeah, but
they're going to be like 20. You know, they're going to play Pitt in the ACC championship.
Undefeated Clemson, based on what they've done in the past.
I just think
guaranteed.
I don't know. Maybe they're playing for seeding too, though. Like, you know, they don't want to play Bama in the first round.
Yeah.
And that's why they blew out Louisville last week. Like they could have stopped, by the way, that over-under. The overhit.
Good pick. Great
I felt like it was a good pick. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It was as good of a pick as bad as your pick on the Kentucky over was.
It evens out.
That was a great pick.
That's how it works, right? It evens out.
You're good on that.
I'm going to take Clemson in this. So to recap.
I'm taking Boston College. I'm picturing I'm putting Clemson on upset alert. I think Boston College is going to keep it close.
You think they're going to win?
No. I think they're going to cover, but I'm putting them on upset alert. Fun fact, Boston College came in 4th place in the Thomas Cabelli College sweepstakes. So.
Give us the
high honors.
Fordham, Georgetown, NYU, Boston
Look
College.
Look at you little nerd. Little Tommy Scabelli, little nerd.
How many rankings are there? How many schools? Is it just 4?
You got into all of those?
Wait, what? Say it again.
What a nerd.
Say it again?
No, I'm saying that was like the final 4 decisions that I was deciding.
Fordham?
Well, I went to Fordham.
Yep.
Georgetown came in 2nd, NYU 3rd, Boston College 4th.
Good
And you
Why
got
did you want to go to
all 4?
Georgetown?
Just in D.C.
You're not. Yeah,
like, I don't
you're
like
not
the whole
a
politics.
move
It was
far
like,
from the coop kind of guy.
Well, it's also like there's not like prep school, like son of a senator type kids there. It's like
You
I don't
can't
think I
hang
would
with
fit
those
in with
people.
them.
You were a big time nerd. Good for you.
Real smart.
You're just now figuring
I
that
keep
out.
saying nerd, but
We're real smart. 2130 on those SATs. Some are saying.
yeah, but they boosted those up. Like there's a new You can't compare SAT score
Well, out of
from my era with
1600,
yours.
I would have got a 1440.
It's different decades. It's like comparing the NBA in the 80s to now. It's different.
Tommy's a nerd.
Autistic.
He's a little dweeb.
Whoa.
He's a little dweeber.
I'm smart.
A little dweebery.
But yeah, I'm taking Boston
Little dweeby
College.
Tommy Scabelli. That's what they said when he walked down the street.
I was
Hey,
cool.
here comes
I was
little
cool.
dweeby Tommy.
I wasn't cool, but I was light.
No.
Did you get picked on?
You were,
No, I always
you
said
were-
as a shocker, I was never bullied.
I know exactly. Like you were liked because you're liked for the same reason you're liked at Barstool. You just kind of like bow down to anyone.
No,
No, I don't find that to be true, Tommy.
You really,
I don't find that to be true.
I'm just, I have a,
No, you do have a very, you're a glue guy. You have a very good personality.
Thank you.
No, it's true.
I
he
thought
is.
you meant he sniffed glue.
Tommy,
That's
you
what I
can
thought you
throw
meant.
Tommy in. That's why he's on the show. You can throw him in any situation and he's good.
All right, Tommy. So that segment
nice?
that
Yeah,
was
that was
tough
very nice. That was
ended
the
on a
nicest thing
compliment.
anyone's ever said to me.
It ended on
He
a
wasn't
compliment.
good with that jerk who showed up at Michigan. He didn't handle that.
Well,
Oh,
that's
that's
the problem.
true.
Is he's too nice. He's
That's
too much of a glue guy. That guy thinks he's best friends with him.
Your best friend who was an asshole
In Michigan.
at Michigan.
Yeah.
That bothered me and Dave for like hours.
Maybe you're too well.
I thought you were talking about the kid in the crowd. But see, like him, whatever.
Yeah.
Boston College.
Okay, thanks to Bud Light for those top games.
I brought up Boston College.
yeah.
I
Top
was
games
trying
of
to
the week.
figure out what week can I work in my SAT score. Turns out week 11.
Okay.
There it is. I'm sure that being called on the spectrum twice in a show is tough for you, but hey.
Well, I
what-
did bring it to the public attention, so.
All right, let's go to the Pick'em podcast with Dave, Dan, and Rico Bosco.
You're gonna tell me how to do the list? I created this list since 2013.
Rico, can you please give us the definitive list, top 5 of things that are more important than sports once and for all? Because I'm sick of just seeing everything more important than sports.
More important than sports.
Well, yeah, so tell us. Everything that's more important than sports. So I know what, like Stephen Shea tweets about his fucking kid, and you're like, congrats, more important than sports. Like, he had a kid.
Everyone has kids. It's not like,
Well,
it's a very easy thing to do.
I mean, off the top of my head, I've never thought of it. That's a good list. I guess kids.
Okay.
No order. Kids, America.
Okay.
That's pretty
Health.
broad. Health. I put health.
Health is more important than sports. Yep, that's fair.
Respect to women.
Okay.
Shout out Ohio State.
Yeah.
And I guess integrity overall. I mean,
Integrity is
doing the
more
right
important,
thing when
yeah.
no one's looking.
No DJs?
No, that's not the top 5. I
What
never
about
said
DJ?
that.
What about DJ's end of the summer party?
4th of July party?
Fun Anthony, Fat Anthony.
When 4th of July is the 5 for 5, it's
Staten
that's
Island?
bigger than baseball.
That's
so
big- okay,
So here's the thing:
some
you start getting into
sports.
subcategories.
Yeah.
Like, do I really care if the Mets are on, or am I going to slam 6 grails in a row right now and request levels 9 times? Like,
Okay, yeah,
you know,
that's more important than sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly. I'm happy we're having this discussion.
That went over well, huh?
There's some things that are more important than sports.
Yeah, some things are more important than sports.
Okay, I'm happy that we just keep us updated on the list because.
Sure.
Also,
Maybe it's
what's
a
your
ball.
hate? What's your hate with Dickie V?
He's unsufferable. He's insufferable.
Why?
So, he doesn't talk about the X's and O's of the game. It's just yelling over a great play-by-play guy, which is usually like Shulman. Every team should
It's
get
excitement.
Every team should get in the tournament. Everybody's doing a fantastic job. He won't come down on Calipari. He picks certain things
Oh, there it is.
that he wants to go down on.
Okay, you could have just
He's
started with
insufferable.
that.
Did you watch the game last night? It's brutal.
Not coming down
Calipari,
on
fake
Calipari
cancer.
more
Fake
important than
It's hard.
cancer.
See, this is why Lee Corso works, because they do a show. So his like shtick and funny man thing, it's for 3 hours, and it's not when I'm supposed to be watching a game or to learn things. That's why Billis is great. That's why Raftery, they say Raftery's a showman. Raftery will show you an end of the game play. Raftery preps.
You don't get
on
excited
flights.
when Dickie V gets excited.
It's jump the
I
shark.
get excited.
It's jump the shark. I'm over it. But Dick Vitale is a full game of nonsense and yelling and stupidness.
But
and
you
I'm
agree
over
with my dad. That's how my dad feels.
All right. Well,
I'm over Dickie
Let me
V.
just say this.
And
if you
yeah,
keep
totally
going at him on Twitter, you might have some problems.
From who?
From me. You're looking at him.
Yeah. I saw
Stay
you
off
got
him on
mad.
Twitter. Keep
All
those
right.
thoughts to yourself. Respect for Dickie V on Twitter
am I
is
allowed
more
to go
important than
after?
sports to me.
Gottlieb, Franchilla, Seth Greenberg. I go
Clay
after
Travis.
them. He's not even worth my time.
Yeah.
As a wise man once said, he's in the rear view. He's not even worth it.
There's
A wise man said that?
A wise man had a car? Are you talking about like biblical shit?
No, like somebody gave me advice. Like, bro, put him in your rear view. He's
That's,
not even worth it.
I don't know how wise that is. That's pretty standard.
You have people in your rear view. You're just moving on.
No, actually, Dave.
I don't have a
got
rear
black-
view mirror, actually.
Dave actually has them all
I
in the
rip
back
those.
seat.
You
yeah,
rip those
I
off?
rip those off. Those people are front and center.
Yeah.
All right. That's
Yeah.
why we get along, though. The grudges.
He lines them up.
What's the line?
What?
What is it? It's not holding grudges. It's remembering facts.
Okay.
Okay. This is Wiseman?
No, that's Rico Boss.
You created that
Yeah.
saying?
My buddy's dad. But I've since made it. It's now gotten its fame by Rico Boss.
Okay, all right, got it.
All right, it's time for Cheesy Moments of the Week. We've talked a lot about that experience down in Baton Rouge for the LSU-Alabama game. Of course, Dan was there, PMT was there, and we have one of the most hillbilly videos I've ever seen. And I think we have the video, right? There's an Alabama fan very upset because he believed an LSU fan stuck a finger in his booty.
Record that. Well, an LSU fan came and stuck his finger in my booty. Bitch, I don't play that shit.
You got booty fingers.
Yeah.
You got booty fingers.
It's one of that video stands the test of time, which you can tell instantly because it doesn't matter how many times you've seen it. You laugh every time. The only thing that was really stunning was he didn't say "Roll Tide" at the end because that's.
He probably did.
Well, he
I
was
feel
rattled.
like, right, yeah.
LSU lost that game. They got demoralized. They got embarrassed. All that stuff. But that guy is walking away, and he's got an L. You're hanging an L on a guy because he's walking away being like, "We won, but I got booty fingered, and I can't find the guy who didn't."
You don't play that. Yeah, still the Roll Tide though. It doesn't matter if they rattle. There's a million of those videos of like redneck Alabama people like getting arrested and getting cuffed. I was like, Roll Tide.
Why are these guys at your house?
I'm innocent. Roll Tide.
Yeah.
Still a great video. I mean, I love Alabama fans.
Yeah, I know. That's like the most prototypical T-shirt Alabama fan of all time. But that's what makes this whole SEC thing fun. Do you think he actually thought that he got fingered in the booty?
1000%.
Oh yeah, no,
He's
he
like that
got
upset.
fingered in the booty.
He did.
Yeah.
1000%.
Oh yeah, there was finger in the booty.
That guy's Al Pacino if he didn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you ever get in a fight, you just got to confuse your opponent. You put a finger in that booty hole. He's rattled.
have you done this before, Tommy?
I've never put a finger in a booty hole, no. But I always say if I get in a fight, I would like Jersey Shore when the situation in Ronnie and situation just banged his head against the wall. And Ronnie's like, what do I do?
Yeah, you wanna hit me? You wanna hit me? You wanna hit me? You wanna hit me, tough guy? You wanna do it? You wanna do it, bitch? Yeah, you wanna do it, bitch? You wanna do it?
It's like that what I would do. You just act crazy and it's like, I don't want to fight this guy. Hopefully I never get in a fight.
Funny
That
video.
is just.
Yeah.
That's not where I expected Tommy to go with that, so let's just move on. Talk about West Virginia, Texas. It was one of the best games of the weekend last week. Of course, Dana Holgorsen going for two at the end of the game and saying, like, cameras catching him saying that he wanted to go for it. Incredible moment. I love this. I mean, I know Dana Holgersen's a friend of the program, but that's just why everybody loves Dana Holgorsen.
Yes. Let's go fucking win this game. That's Dana Holgorsen right there.
Ballsy
They're taking
move.
it. Yeah.
Ballsy move. I don't think a lot of people would do that.
Especially with everything that's on the line for them, too.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have even done it, but it worked. So to the victor go the spoils. I had a -1, so I didn't even know what I wanted them to do. Hey, if you do it, you got to get it. You got to get it. So congratulations to him. He took his balls in his hand, controlled his own destiny, he said I can gain 2 yards, and he did. It was awesome.
Still with the best hair in the game as well. And, of course, coming out.
Electric, gross hair. All at once.
I don't. What is that called when you're bald up here but you have a mullet?
McCracken.
What is it? What is
It's
it
called
called?
the Ern McCracken.
Yeah.
I've heard it called a
Kingpin.
skullet.
The Ern McCracken. It's called the Ern McCracken.
Okay. All right.
Kingpin.
That's two. There's two. His second.
Have you seen that movie?
No.
Come on.
Christ, this is like Dave and
I use that GIF all the time. It's like one of my all-time.
I mean, I made
Bill Murray?
When it's nervous. Anytime the Patriots fall behind in a game, that GIF comes out.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the movie. I couldn't think of the
Watch the movie.
Watch
What's
the
the
movie.
homework
That's your
assignment?
homework. He can watch it with you when he moves in with you.
We'll do that. We'll
You guys can have a cute little movie night.
We're getting too old for this game, Dave.
It's all right. So the other thing that's coming out of that game is Tom Herman being incredibly soft. He is very mad at the West Virginia players doing the horns down. Dave, I know you said this on the podcast earlier in the week, like the horns up, horns down thing. Like, why is he complaining about that?
Listen, you're doing something right if that matters, but horns down. The Texas.
They got penalized for it.
I would
which is
argue
insane.
that the horn is maybe the Texas Longhorn is the best logo in college football. And listen, if you're going to put it up, people are going to put it down. That's just how it goes. Horns up, horns down.
I totally agree. And I actually Tom Herman, you're a fucking baby, dude. You are an absolute baby because you not only are complaining about this, he was complaining about Will Greer high stepping across the line. Tom Herman, we all have fucking brains. We all remember that you did the exact same thing to Mizzou. Remember when he was doing the gun salute in the bowl game?
Yeah.
He was mocking a college student less than 12 months ago, and he's crying about horns down and high stepping. You're a fucking baby, and I'm actually not that, like, it's actually not surprising because you're an Urban Meyer guy, so it's classic.
Is it what, domestic abuse?
Tom Herman is an Urban Meyer guy, is he not?
He is.
So
Domestic abuse?
of course he cries when he loses and then celebrates when he wins. I'm actually like, I've kind of held back because Tom Herman, Texas, like reached out to us about a year ago and was like, "Do you guys want to come down to interview Tom Herman?" So it was like trying to be nice. But I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Swag,
He's such a fucking
Texas
baby.
swag is
He's
electric.
such a baby. I can't fix it, Tom Herman. I want to like you, but right now you're in my shit house.
I have
I've never seen that kind of passion.
I can't stand partially because Dana's my guy, but like more than that, it's the fact that I wouldn't care if Tom Herman was being a baby just out of nowhere, it'd be one thing. But he did the exact same thing to a college student less than a year ago in a fucking bowl game.
I have a 180 on this. Like, I think you got to defend the horn. So I have
What about the high stepping? The high stepping is the biggest sore loser move ever. He said, Dave, that Will Greer's 2-point conversion shouldn't have counted because he was high stepping to the end zone, and that's a penalty.
But I got to tell you,
that's a fucking baby move, isn't it? That's a fucking baby move. That's trying to take the ball and go home.
They got penalized for it.
No, I don't think.
No, he got penalized after the play.
For the horns down too, though. There was a whole penalty with that.
But Tom Herman isn't doing this because he doesn't have the tchotchkes upstairs to do this. But this is like right out of the Dave Portnoy playbook. Like I would be like, you can't do horns down. That's rude and complain.
Yeah,
but then I do it.
There's some humor to what you're doing. He's doing it.
Well,
and
I'm
being
saying I got the tchotchkes.
He's being completely serious.
No, I know.
People are just going to do it more now to him.
Of course. There you go, Tom Herman.
You do have to.
There you go.
I'm all on board with that.
Me too, but you got to defend the horn. If someone does horns down, you got to freak out. They're mad they went on the logo, all that shit. But then you do it to them. That's
I'll
what I
just
would
say
do.
this. Listen, complaining like this, like Tom Herman does, that gets guys fired. Because now the narrative starts, and people in the media like me are going to say, you're a fucking baby. Just saying.
It's very true.
I want to like you, Tom Herman. I want to like you. I do. I really do. But he's making it hard.
I have no problem with that. I don't like his Urban Meyer connection and hiding domestic abuse. I think that's a bad precedent to set. But I do like the burnt orange. I like defending the horns.
Austin's
I
a good
like
city.
all of it. Yeah.
What about complaining about the Will Greer thing? That's stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid, but I'd do it. I'd be like, that should count.
You'd be humorous doing
No,
it.
I
You wouldn't
do
be
it.
serious.
I do
you
it
are
in a
a
way
sore
that
loser.
like people would be like, he's serious, and I do it when we lose. I'm like, the people being mean to me on Twitter like have to learn how to have class like me.
Well, now that we know he's an Ohio State guy, Dave, I'm surprised that you're even standing by him.
Well, I didn't know that before. I just hope there's no domestic abuse and lying and shenanigans like there are at Ohio State.
All right, well, speaking of Ohio State, it comes full circle. Nebraska with the worst onside kick attempt of all time in that game last week. It was absolutely horrendous. It was humorous. And the fact that this even happened in Ohio State was still able to win the game. I mean,
It went backwards. We went
We had
backwards.
a couple backwards punts yesterday in the MAC, I feel like. Not great.
I love it. I love it. It's college football. College football plays. They're hilarious.
Something you can laugh at.
I love them.
Speaking of the MAC, let's go to Lights, Camera, Maction. So it's been back for a couple of weeks. How are the bets doing, fellas? Are we happy with the MAC right now or
this
not
week.
happy
I was
with the MAC?
5-0 to start, 0-3 since.
I was on the right side of Northern Illinois and Miamiville, Ohio, but I needed the over in both of them. In Toledo, well, we'll see the video.
Yeah,
but
we have the video.
Toledo, Dan says the Toledo coach is a friend of the program. I've never met him, and he's in my graveyard. I don't know what he was doing at the end of the Toledo game.
I mean, it was inexcusable. Even as a friend of the program, I'm happy to say out loud that it was inexcusable what Toledo was doing.
Let me just set the stage in this Toledo game real quick. So the total was like 54, 53
and a half.
something like that. It
53
was
and a
1
half.
point off. Northern Illinois breaks a touchdown, scores with 3 minutes to go, making it like 33-15 or something to that effect. We have the ball, Toledo, at about midfield because there's a personal foul on the kickoff. So we had around midfield, 3 minutes to go. And they ran an offense that, Kayce, I tell you, I've watched a lot of football. I've never seen anybody do what they did. One play, they'd hustle a line like their hair was on fire and throw it. The next play, they'd go slow and run it. Next time play, they do a naked boot. Then they'd hustle the line just to run up the middle, then they hustle the line to throw. They drove the ball all the way to the 10. You couldn't tell what they wanted to do.
And then at the last second, there was 5 seconds left. They were at the 15-yard line. And I said to myself, okay, they're going to snap it. They were hustling to snap it. And they're going to throw it to the end zone. They hustled to snap it with 15 seconds left and ran like a halfback dive.
It made no sense. Like if you're just submitting, which I don't think you should do in a MAC game. I don't care if it's 3 scores. Weird things happen in MAC games, onside kicks, all that. If you're just going to submit, fine. Run up the middle, huddle, run it. The game's over in 3 plays. They did not do that.
Correct.
They ran this.
They gave us hope. It was just like if you had the EKG with our heart, it was up and down.
They ran it like it was a drive in the middle of the second quarter.
Yeah.
Like they were mixing plays, trying to trick them, going fast, trying to score.
They were establishing the run with 2 minutes left.
I mean, why would you ever run multiple naked bootlegs if you're not trying? Like they were faking up the middle. The quarterback would run for like 10 yards, slide at not. It's like, what are you doing? Why would you do that play?
I'm sick even thinking about it.
And so then you had an epic video afterwards.
Yeah, Dan was texting me as I was like, we were both watching it.
Yeah.
Run the video.
Listen, this Toledo game right here, it didn't go over by half a fucking point, and the Toledo coach, he should be fucking murdered. He should be fucking murdered, the Toledo coach. I don't know what that 2-minute drill is. You have the ball with 3 minutes to go. You're down like 20 points or whatever. You're fucking Toledo in the MAC. You fucking try to score, Toledo. And by the way, they're running it, and then they throw it, and then they're trying to run the hurry up. It's 38-15. You get on, it's like, what are you doing, Toledo? They get down to the fucking 10-yard line. 1 second they're going quick, the next second they're not. They're running the ball. What are you doing? Kneel it if you don't want to play. This half-ass shit's for shit.
That's a great line. You had a little bit of the cry voice that I started the show with, where it's like, I'm a man, I shouldn't be crying, but you can feel in my voice, deep inside my throat, there's some cry that it's about to come out.
But it's right. Just kneel it. The game's over.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Also,
what is this mishmash thing you're doing where I have to watch and be like, are they going to score? Are they not? Are they trying to? I could not tell what they were. I need to know, were they trying to score on that drive?
Right. What was going on? What was being said?
Because they're going quick, but they weren't.
Cry
voice. See, this when you say you're not sad, like this is sadness. This is sadness. This is absolutely crying a little bit. Are you ever going to get over this?
Let's move on. No, it's Todd Gurley's fault. Let's move on.
It is Todd Gurley's fault.
All right, well,
credit to you, Dave, by the way, for like tricking Twitter's algorithms because they like ban people now for saying, I want to kill this person. You just do it in a video and no one knows.
Yes, it's true. It's a very good point. Well, hopefully you'll get back on track this week, Dave.
Thanks.
Panero's lost in the week.
I'm not.
I'm
already way down.
Okay.
It's a disaster. I can't sleep.
Well, sell your Panera lock of the week a little bit better. The people should ride with you on this.
UConn, SMU over 66. This is a degenerate boys pick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're talking about SMU, UConn, you're in deep. I think there's a lot of points. Last week I gave you Texas Tech. My moral locks haven't been great, I don't think. I'm 4-6.
You're 4-6.
I'm 26-25. I started off so hot, so it's Nelly. What is that? It's getting hot in here.
So take off all your clothes.
Now you're naked, standing in the wilderness.
Yes, except
You're vulnerable.
Except the problem
vulnerable.
is it's not hot at all.
Yeah.
It's just I'm having cold sweats.
Mm-hmm. And you took off all your clothes.
Yes.
Big mistake. All right, I'm taking Georgia. They turn the corner. Auburn stinks. -14. That's going to be easy. Lock it up.
This is the most confident I've been in a lock all season.
Okay.
Ohio State. -3.5.
Tommy, you're 2-7, so you
well,
haven't been.
Usually I try to pick. I go for narrative. I go for narrative games.
2-7.
Look,
like,
7-2 if you're fading me. Ohio State this week. Ride with me. Take Ohio State. I just think teams that have something to play for the playoffs. Ohio State has a chance to still make the playoffs. Outside shot, but they got to run the table. Michigan State, they're playing with one shitty bowl game or another shitty bowl game. It doesn't really matter for Michigan State. Ohio State's going to come out. They want a shot at Michigan. They want a shot at the Big Ten championship. They're going to come out and roll Michigan State.
So are we supposed to be fading you or taking your pick seriously?
Typically, you should have been fading me. You'd be 7-2. But now to go 8-2, ride with me, take Ohio State. Well, actually 9-0 because take Ohio State.
All right, let's bring Big Evan for his Panera lock of the week. Of course, we're still eating this mac and cheese. We've got the Baja, the bacon, the barbecue, and the plain up here. So, Big Ev, lock of the week. And you are 6-1 on your locks.
6-1, still 6-0 when I have the full slate.
Oh,
still
okay.
6-0. This week,
So it's an asterisk.
UCF. I hate to do it in Navy again, but they're just so bad.
Yeah, they
UCF is so good.
Yeah,
they
they
just
are.
love running up the score. They're at home. Fun fact: if I didn't go to Ohio State, was going to go to UCF.
That fits
So
you.
always been a-
That fits you. That fits you.
Big fan. One of my friends, shout out my homie E-Rock, went to UCF. That was where I almost went there.
Shout out
But
E-Rock.
they-
Who the hell is E-Rock?
Wait, you almost went there?
Yeah, if I did when I was transferring.
E-Rock almost went
No,
there?
No, he went there.
Oh,
he was one
E-Rock
of my
went
good
there.
friends from home.
Hindsight, you wouldn't have been, your entire reputation would have been smeared by Urban Meyer if you went
You would have
there.
been a national champion, actually.
Yeah, it's true.
Turns out.
I'm so
Fake,
sick
but-
of Urban Meyer. Like, he is genuinely making my life
Yeah.
less good.
True.
Like, I wish he would just. Why I still am just so. Why would just
I
let
look
go
at-
of
be
Zach
careful
Smith?
what
He's
you
a
say here.
scumbag.
Be careful what you
let
say
go,
here.
If he just
Be
let go
careful
of
what
Zach
you say
Smith.
here. If Ohio State runs the table, I don't want to hear Big Ev be like Urban Meyer. He's the
No,
best.
I'm saying I'm just taking his shots.
But
I
like,
take his
I look
beating.
at you and I just see a skeleton. It's like, what skeletons does Ev have because he's an Ohio State
That's what I'm saying. I'm taking his lashings.
You look like Karate Kid, like when they're in those outfits on beating up Danny's son, on Halloween.
Now you're gonna pay. Whoa, where are you going, sweetheart? How about a front kick, Johnny?
That's what I see when I look at you.
That's
From
tough.
Karate Kid?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heat's got his
Yikes.
ass kicked.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Big Ev is 6-1 though, so that's
UCF.
good. Right
Take
with that,
UCF.
I am 7-2. I hate to brag there.
Very good.
I'm going to go Washington State -4.5 versus Colorado. Mike Leach talking about live mascots this week was
Very funny.
absolutely electric.
Their mascot is just outstanding. I mean, them and Mike the Tiger are by far the best. No, they're not pulling that buffalo. That buffalo's pulling them. I mean, you see these kids run beside these buffaloes, or the buffalo, and sometimes they'll wipe out or whatever. You know, I grew up in the West. What can you say? I mean, buffalo, that's one that's hard to argue with unless you have a live grizzly bear out there or something. I don't know how good mountain lions do in captivity. I'm curious. You know, if they have just a good, happy life, like the Georgia Bulldog, where they get their own hotel room and eat like a king. One time in college, so we're playing Air Force. The Air Force has this Falcon, this trained Falcon. And there's the guy's got this whistle that's, you know, you hear him blowing this whistle like crazy. That Falcon's getting higher and higher and higher. Pretty soon you can't see that Falcon. That Falcon just left. Falcon's seen all the football he wanted to see that day.
Colorado has lost like 4 or 5 games in a row, and I love Washington State for that. Even though Colorado's good at home, Mike Leach is like my favorite human
Yeah,
on this
you know
planet.
it's a good rant when you get someone going like I went right to YouTube and started looking for like guys wiping out running with Ralphie after like listening to that rant.
Yeah, Mike Leach is the GOAT of that. So I'm going to take Washington State. Hopefully I'll win that. I'm never going to live out the over that I took a couple weeks, even though, no matter what my, that fell down, no matter what my
No, you
record
will
is.
because you were that good on the last week.
Okay, that's fair.
And by the way, if you have any picks for Dan or I, just tweet us. Saturdays are for the MAC. Hashtag Saturdays for the MAC. We need winners. If you're going to tweet a loser, don't.
Yeah. It needs to.
Tweet some mac and
Hashtag
cheese
Saturdays
and
for the
winners.
Mac. If you really love it, hashtag lock.
Yeah.
And hashtag Saturdays are for the Mac.
No, yeah. Hashtag Saturdays
Okay.
for the Mac. If you really love it, add the hashtag lock.
So tweet us some Panera, tweet us some winners, and so now we're going to go to the top 10. Don't
If you
tweet
tweet a loser, I will block you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll block you. I don't
anybody.
block. Yeah, I'll block you.
All right, don't get blocked. Big Ev, people's top 10.
We're a relatively quiet week this week. A couple huge matchups to look forward to, though. Obviously, Ohio State, Michigan. I can't wait for this West Virginia-Oklahoma game. When is that, next week or the week after?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's going to be hammer the over on that game. But yeah,
Well,
I mean, see, you
It'll
think
probably be like 85.
Yeah, it's true, but still,
Hammer
there's
it.
a ton of points. Ton of points.
Be over 100.
Thanks, Evan.
Okay, bottom 10.
Future pick. The back has been pretty standard. We might need to expand this.
Louisville
to,
should be one. What they
They're
did, with
atrocious.
Clemson
So
was
bad.
might need
insane.
to expand this to like other
Wake
than Power
Forest
5 teams.
fucked me last week. I thought they were going to beat Syracuse.
Nebraska
They were
shouldn't
up
be on there
10-0.
anymore. Nebraska's won a couple games. They
Ohio
keep it
State
tight.
I agree. Not
They
terrible.
still stink, though. All right, let's go do Dave's top 10 since his is already
I mean,
a little
like,
bit revealed.
like Ev was saying at this point, everything, it's been a pretty basic, quiet, like I feel like almost formful college football season. I mean, I don't know what you can pick. I don't put Ohio State on there because I don't recognize them. So I don't know. I mean, it's pretty basic.
And UCF just because there's nobody else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kentucky lost.
All right, let's go Dan.
UCF will just end the season at 10.
Yeah. All right, mine's pretty basic as well. I don't think anyone disagrees with the top 4.
No.
The only thing that you could
Really
disagree with me, I do
6.
think LSU, and I have West Virginia ahead of Washington State.
I can't have LSU ahead of West Virginia. Just
I
because
can
two losses versus one.
so I was looking at it. I was actually getting in fights on Twitter the other day. LSU's 3rd best win is West Virginia's best win.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I judge it. And Washington State lost to USC.
So
not a good USC team.
Just theoretically speaking, you would put LSU in the playoff ahead of West Virginia?
As of right this second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I couldn't do that with a loss.
West Virginia still has to play Oklahoma.
No,
I mean, they have everything in front of them. LSU obviously is going to go down, but if I had to say who's the better team, LSU has a better resume in my mind.
Strength of conference.
Yeah, they lost to Florida, at Florida, and Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, Florida doesn't look so great now.
No, they're not, but still, strength of conference. All right, Tommy?
Pretty standard as well. I always refuse to recognize Notre Dame. Washington State I'm higher on than other people. I think they have.
I think the Pac-12 was so down. Utah's not that great this year. Washington's not that great this year. They beat Oregon. They're not that great this year. They've had 3 losses.
Justin Herbert.
Pac-12 was just beating itself up.
Cannibalism.
But yeah, otherwise pretty standard. UCF like just 10 every week.
There has to be, and there is every year, and I figure there will be some point, just a game from left field.
Yeah.
Like maybe this week where nothing's happening this week.
You know what it is? You know what it could be? It could be Ian Book not playing against Florida State. But I agree.
Florida State.
BC, one of them. No, he's just ruled out. Yeah.
Next week,
Florida State's so
Syracuse.
bad.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
Syracuse,
Something where it's like just totally out.
No, there will be one of these teams.
Well, but Syracuse out of Notre Dame to me that's not out of left field. I'm talking
Rutgers beating Michigan.
Yeah, but
Do you think
I'm almost talking like
Purdue beating Ohio State wouldn't fall in that?
No, that would.
No, it's too early though.
But right.
But yeah,
Okay.
I know what you're saying.
But
There
once
will
the
be one
rankings are
team
up.
that will lose late in the season. You'll be like, where'd that
Because
come
right
Yes.
now this is so basic, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Oh, here's your 14." Something will happen.
Notre Dame is doing a drop of game.
I definitely think Notre Dame could lose to Syracuse at Yankee Stadium,
But that wouldn't be like a huge upset.
No,
People, that's not a trap game anymore. Everyone keeps
Right.
saying it's a trap game. It's
Hughes
like
is
you
like
can't.
showing they're a pretty solid team.
I mean, aren't they like 13 or
Yeah,
something?
no, I mean they played really well too.
Yeah,
they almost beat Clemson.
Yeah.
They get Clemson out of the
So
net.
that could happen. That's just not true. I'm talking like when Syracuse beat Clemson, and it was like, whoa, like last year.
Like somebody who has no business doing
right.
it. I mean, mine's pretty basic. I mean, it's pretty much the same
There's
thing.
no way for it not to be basic.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. I have Washington State a little bit higher too, just because I think that with the one loss. But I mean, I hate UCF being there, but there's nobody else for me to put there because Ohio State doesn't deserve it. Not just because we don't recognize them as a program, but they're not playing good football right now.
And I hate saying this, but again, the teams Michigan plays are so bad. I've watched Michigan for so long, like there's part of me that's waiting for like something bad to happen with them, even though they look great. But it's like they're the only team I root for who has consistently disappointed me for like a decade, more almost. So it's like I'm waiting for like if anybody's like something going to come out of left field, I would say Michigan. But this is Rutgers.
But it won't
is
even
so
be
bad.
left field. It will be they lost to Ohio State.
Right, and that's not out of left field. Who do they have the week after?
They have next week. They have Indiana and then Ohio
Big Ten
State.
championship.
Yeah.
After that
Yeah,
game.
and
I
Indiana's
guess
at
that
home.
would be out of left field.
But
Losing to like Northwestern in the Big Ten championship.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
If Indiana was at Indiana, that would be out of left field, but it's at Michigan.
it has been a very quiet college football season, so we'll see what happens. We don't know necessarily where we're going to be next.
We're either going to be for a Syracuse, Notre Dame near
Next
Yankee
week?
Stadium. That sounds like probably not from the latest updates.
Damn it.
If not, then we'll be at A&M for A&M LSU.
We'll be on the road one of these next couple
Yeah.
of weeks.
Yep.
And the one we're not, we'll be right back here. So thanks so much to Panera.
and Army Navy.
And Army Navy.
Army Navy.
That will be awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
So get all the
I'm
cadets.
really-
You got to find the spot. That'll be awesome. That still, I've only been once. I actually broke the curse.
Yeah,
You broke the- you-
We broke the
I
curse.
said I will go to the first Army Navy game we went to. I said I will go to Army Navy every single year till Army wins. They won the first time. Like broke up 20 in a
That's
row or
fantastic.
something.
I'm going to take the RV and I'm going to go to the Army Navy game, which I've never been to, till Army wins.
There you go. How Prez saved Army. How Prez saved Army.
I'm going every year till Army wins this game. It's not about me. It's about those guys laying on the line. It's about me wearing this Army coat.
It's also the best sporting event I've ever been to.
I can't wait.
Different than like Super Bowls, but it's just awesome. So I'm very excited to go back there.
Very excited. We will be live there. Credit to Dave and Dan for breaking that curse. So we will be there. We don't know necessarily when we're going to be back in here, but we will see you guys next week. Thanks to Panera and Bud Light. We'll come back next week, guys.